Welcome back to our Satisfactory version 1 Let's Play, full guide from start to finish. If you missed the first few episodes, don't hesitate to check in the video description below, because I really show you everything, including tons of tips. Today, episode 13, we're gonna talk about advanced steel. We want to do a few tier 4 milestones. We're gonna want to automate Nobelisks and start using them to explode stuff. We also want to start automating a bit the fabric, so we can make some gas masks and a couple of other things. And then the big one is I want to start making in-case industrial beams, which will be also with Mark II miners. That's going to be a big change in our factories. And then lastly, we're going to make AI limiters. We already started to craft a few in the last episode, but I thought let's just start automating this now. So we're going to automate AI limiters. In the next episode, I think we'll talk about stators, motors, and a couple of other things. And then soon, as you can see, we're getting to the end of phase 2 already. So that's really cool. And that's obviously also necessary actually to move to tier 5 and 6. So it's important. Now, in between the end of the last episode and this one, I have already completed one tier 4 milestone, the advanced steel production. You're talking about 100 steel pipe, 100 modular frame, 200 rotors, and 500 concrete. We have automated all of this. This is giving us the stators and motors that I mentioned that we'll do probably in the next episode. Also automated wiring, which is the final element for our phase 2. And then in-case industrial beams that we're going to talk about in this episode, as well as minor Mark II. There is a couple of other ones. I think now we should be doing logistic Mark III so that we get the industrial storage container. It comes with 2 inputs and 2 outputs and double the number of slots, so you can have a lot of items in there. It also has the conveyor Mark III, so with this we're going to be able to transport 270 per minute, which will be important in particular with the Mark II miners. Same for the conveyor lift and then stackable pipe support. So let's do that one. Deliver 400 of reinforced iron plate, 200 pipes, and 200 steel beams. And let's deliver this. Perfect. Go for it.
Milestone reached. Improved storage containers and the conveyor belt Mark III provide the obviously necessary tools for improving your current setup. Production speed is of the essence after all. So work hard. Work as if every person you have ever or will ever love is depending solely on the choices that you make. Because they are.
Okay.
Fixed psychologists recommend not dwelling on the crushing mental and physical strain of your responsibilities and simply continuing to be productive.
Don't worry.
Work has repeatedly proven to be the best cure for any kind of stress. Now back to work.
Okay. So in the last episode we unlocked the Nobelisk in the MAM, right? This is going to use black powder and steel pipes. So we have both of those things in our inventory, so we can craft a couple, but as with everything in the game, I don't want to craft just a couple manually, I want to automate this. Spoiler alert, I've already started offline, so that then we can get into the more interesting things. But yeah, we've crafted a couple, and the important thing is you also need to craft a Nobelisk detonator. I don't have one. I built one. Oh no, I didn't build one. Okay, so what do we need for that? We need a bit of steel beams and a bit of cables. Okay. Well, let me get that and I'll see you in a second. So it is, let's build it. We're gonna use one scanner, 10 beams and 50 cables. Maybe we want to rebuild the scanner now, but I'm missing some screws. Damn! I have some screws just there, remember. It's good to have a lot of our factories, early factories very close by. Even if soon we need to move into the next stage of the game where, we're probably gonna have like a central storage or something like this. And I guess we're going to be able to also do the next tier 4 milestone because our pod just re-entered. So let me just build quickly the scanner. So we can use that in the future. Done. And check the next milestone before we go exploding stuff. We can do the blueprint if we have... Damn, we're missing a couple of resources, but we can do it after. So with this, we're going to unlock the blueprints Mark I, as well as the build girl upgrade to be able to use blueprints. Now, this is Mark I because we will indeed get a Mark II and a Mark III in the bigger tiers, which will be bigger. So the Mark I is 32 by 32 by 32, so it's basically 4 foundations on all directions. But yeah, the bigger one will be then 5 by 5 and then 6 by 6. We'll be able to do a few bigger ones in the future. But first, let's go explore stuff. So we need to put the detonator over here, right? Nice. We need to reload it. Now you can have not just one, you can throw many of those Nobelisks at once if you want. Now it depends what you're trying to make explode, right? If it is a small thing, one is enough. If you're trying, you know, to kill many enemies at once, maybe you want to throw many. I think there is something here. You can see this clearly is different from this rock. I mean, I can show you if I put an obelisk here, nothing is going to happen. So if I put it here, definitely something is going to happen. Now, to be able to throw things, you know, you press your left, like you keep holding it until, you know, it gets full and then it throws. And then to actually explode, you press the right click button. So this one exploded, this one, no changes, right? And this is another of these purple. As I said, you know, most of the purple are hidden. So that's why you have to be careful. Now let's follow back to these lines. This is where we're making the black powder, right? And if you're paying attention, you can see that black powder is what's needed to make Nobelisk with an additional thing, which is the steel pipes. Now the good thing is we know there was already coal there, right? Because we need coal to make the black powder with the sulfur. So the only other thing we need is iron to make steel, right? And then we can make the steel ingots and then the steel pipes, and then we can transform all of this into Nobelisk. So that's what I've already done over here. You can see there is an elevator. This is a iron mine. This is the closest iron mine actually. So that's why I took that one. Let's go up here so you'll be able to see it. It's not going to be super pretty, but yeah, we have the iron mine there that goes up. There's a stairs case too. So it goes all the way over here. This was the sulfur, right? And we had the coal in the back there. And I'll show you quickly how this coal is working and what this new 2-floor factory actually is. And we probably can also delete some of it and make it a bit prettier in the future. But this is also probably not like a forever super important factory. It's just to make Nobelisk, which are important but not, you know, the most important thing in the game. So we already had that before here, right? Where we're making the black powder. We have now, instead of one coal elevator, we have two coal elevator. We have this one is still there. That's what's doing, you know, the black powder. And then we have a new one here, Mark II, that is just bringing coal. So it's this one here. I've overclocked it, as you can see, to make it to 120. So it goes all the way here, then it goes up so that we can continue to walk here, no problem, and see what's happening there. And it goes all the way over there to go with the iron. Now before, quickly to show you what's happening, we used to have here a dimensional depot. I've deleted it because we don't really need that much black powder on its own, and I do have reserve there if ever needed. So we still have basically 120 that's going into the awesome sink. So my production of coupon has increased a bit more. We have 40 now, that's great. But then the second one, 120, is going over here and will go up to the second floor. On the main floor, what are we doing? Well, we're basically doing the ingots, right? We're taking the iron from this side. That's what's going at level 0 here, iron, iron, iron. And then we have the coal at level 1, right, going down, down. We're talking about free foundry. Sorry, free foundry because it's 120, right? And this is being merged here. Goes into this here, and then we have those constructors to make steel pipes. Make steel pipes, and then they're being merged, and then they go up too. So we have the steel pipes going up, and we have the black powder. We go up, and then on this second floor, we have 3 assemblers that are going to do these Nobelisk. Right, 20 black powder, 20 steel to do 10 Nobelisk each. So that's 30 in total. It's being merged on this side, and then I did put a new dimensional uploader. Right, this way we can upload some Nobelisk to the depot, and I can use them anywhere I want, anytime I need some, right? So I have 20 in my inventory, but I can also take those 50, and now I have 50, or take 24, and I have this. Now we have over here 2 smart splitter, because basically what's happening is we say, all of these guys come here. First, they need to go into the depot. You know, we're uploading into the depot. That's the priority. Now, if this is full, it can go straight. Right now this is full, so one went straight. And then if this one, first it needs to go here so that we have some reserves, you know, that can be useful at some point. And then when this is full, anything up can go into that awesome sink to increase our coupons. And it hasn't happened yet, right? Because this is not full, but in a couple of minutes it will happen, I think. So that's great, right? We have now a lot more obelisk, pretty simple factory, you know, nothing extraordinary. We haven't made it so pretty, I know, sorry, but I'm trying to also focus a bit more on some gameplay at this point, and then I think later in the story, later in the game, you know, we can spend a bit more time on beautiful, magnificent factories. So yeah, we have automated Nobelisk, and we can start exploding stuff. So let me actually find a couple of other stuff to explode, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so I came to my versatile framework factory over here, for example. You can see, by the way, the truck's still working, no problem. And yeah, just behind it, you'll see this formation there. There is definitely something to explode there. I don't know if there's enemies inside, but we're gonna try. Sometimes it may take more than one. We also don't want to waste it, so try one first and then you see. Oh, that sounds like spiders. Feels like spider. Oh, radiation. Okay, so this is an enemy that is going to make us sick. I don't really see anything else. I can try to kill him from afar, but as soon as he gets closer, then I start getting some damage from the radiation. Whoa! And he can also throw things at us. But if you hide properly, you should be fine. You know, Satisfactory is not really an RTS game, right? Okay, we need to make sure we don't take damage from the radiation. Oof. That is tough. That is tough. I think we may have to come back another time for that one, ladies and gents. Because we're not ready for radiation. I thought there was maybe, you know... Oh, that maybe, you know, there's some cool stuff too, but I don't even see some cool stuff. So, well, let's just go away and we can come back here in the future. I think I'm just gonna put, you know, this is no longer this is a radiation one. Okay, but I did find another one over there while I was looking before, so let's go there quickly. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments, you know, if you have any questions, photo request. Love to hear. Go through our factory over here. Up. We're gonna need to go around because here this is a big crater. There may be something at the bottom. I didn't even check. So where is the thing high so I could explode? There may be also some here. Okay, there's an enemy. But if it's just one, we should be fine. Yeah. Oh, I completely missed him. And it is. Let's go. For one. Oh, it's a cave. Should I heal myself a bit? Let's eat some berries. Okay. And then we can go in. Reload. Oh, I hear. Oh, there's a big spider. Damn! It saw me! Oh, I think we're gonna die. Because these ones are strong. Ah, no. Ooh. It's spider, but yeah. Oh, it's a purple one. Great. Anything I can throw away? Maybe I'll throw away this. So we can take the stinger and move up. At least it was only one. Sorry. Is that another way out or way in? Probably. I think we're gonna have to build some fake foundations. Otherwise it's gonna be hard to get there. One more. Oops, missed it. And another purple power slug, which in the basic form you can get 5 power shards out of this one, but I'll show you maybe in 1 or 2 episodes a trick to double that, so to get 10 power shards with just one. Let's go on the other one, just in case there's something else. I guess we need to explode this. Let's not go too close though. Oh no. Did I... Oh, is it somewhere else? Ah, it's here, okay. Ah, this is indeed the crater. Ah, there is one here, clearly. That's probably gonna get us to the same we just saw, no? Not the same, I don't mean this one here, I mean the one that was on the other side. But let's still do it. See. Yeah, it's getting us to that radiation one. This is radioactive material and the guy is there. Let's go out. Let's go out, and I think it's probably time to move on to our next mission. I want to start fabric for the gas mask, and I want to start industrial beams. Okay, we're back at the base, and I've gotten, over here some modular frames and some cables, so we can... Oh, I'm still missing steel beam. Sorry, back in a sec. And now we can finally do the fix-it blueprint. We're not gonna build blueprint right away though.
Milestone reached. Blueprints reduce repetitive building tasks, further optimizing your progression towards saving Earth, with its beautiful ecosystems, abundant natural resources, and sunsets over frolicking puppies and kittens. The blueprint designer allows you to build and combine structures once and then duplicate that configuration effortlessly. Any complaints about the spatial restrictions will only reveal your own inefficiencies.
No, I don't have any inefficiencies. What are you talking about? So, as I mentioned before, we're gonna want to go into the fabric automation and the gas mask. So we did have some fabric over here. We do have some mycelia, and we will actually also need some of this. There's none here, but there should be quite a few here. Yeah, perfect. So if you go into an assembler over here, you will find the fabric, which will take mycelia directly, and will take biomass. So then you can decide also how you automate biomass. Do you automate it or not? But as soon as you connect this, we can start making, some fabric automatically. But that's not the important thing. The important thing, if we look over here into our MAM, into the mycelia tree, we have the parachute over here. We have another way to make fabric. We have also an equipment slot. And last but not least, we have the gas max. It does take 10 of coal on top of the 50 fabric. So I need to find a bit of coal and I'll be right back. So the first one I want to do is definitely the gas mask. So we can build some filters. I'll show you that in a second. Done.
Research completed. Gas mask and filter unlocked. Mycelia fabric is highly absorbent, making it more effective at toxic gas filtration than the standard issue Pioneer helmet. A pleasant pine scent is included. Gas filters require regular replacement for optimal safety. Parachute unlocked. Fix-It appreciates your willingness to descend rapidly to perform your duties, but damaging Fix-It property is a breach of contract and will have unpleasant consequences. Improve descent efficiency by combining the forces of gravity and drag with a parachute.
So it is, we have now the gas mask over here, taking 10 copper sheet, 10 steel pipe, and then 50 of the fabric, which is again why I want to automate it. We have the parachute too. It's gonna take 10 cables and 20 of fabric. And lastly, what's important is that you're going to need gas filter in the gas mask. This is only 2 iron plate, 4 coal, and 2 fabric, but this is only for 1 filter. Basically, anytime you will be in a gas place, anytime we are in a gas place, I'll show you some as soon as we develop it, you will use some of your filter. Let's say you spend 1 minute in there, you spend 1 gas filter, for example. Okay, so I've built this. We now have the gas mask. We're going to put it on our head, obviously. And now we have a new thing at the bottom left, right? This is gas mask and the 6th filter I have built. We have also this parachute we can put on our back. And let's actually go try that out. I'm pretty sure there was some over here. And I guess anyway, this is one of our next mission potentially on this side. This gas is this yellow thing. Where is the gas? Oh, is that slug? Blue slug, it seems. I remember there were definitely some gas over here, and this is also where there's quite a lot of mycelia. So anyway, maybe I will take that on. cut a bit more mycelia and find some gas. So here we are. We have those things here that are full of mycelia, and then we have those things here where are gas. So you can see now my gas mask is slowly but surely going down. This is the first one we're using, and that's going to continue until you destroy these things, and you also wait a bit. It takes, a second for the air to clear up, let's say. But yes, with the combination of the gas mask and my Nobelisks now, I can sort of clear pretty much anywhere. Oh, there's some radioactive material there too, so that I cannot take care of yet. Okay, so that is one more objective done. We can move to the in-case industrial beams. Now, in-case industrial beams, let me show you in the assembler. We're gonna need both the steel beams, so that's the steel ingots with copper, with coal and iron, and we're gonna need concrete from the limestone. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back, to this factory that is over here, which is making my steel beam and steel pipes. We're gonna expand this factory by using miners Mark II. So miner Mark II is going to double the production. So let's say you're on the normal node, instead of making 60, you're gonna make 120. And this way I'll have, even more. I can add basically one line of production that will be dedicated to these industrial beams. It will require, to make miner max 2, it requires a bit of this in-case industrial beams, 10 for each of those miners, but I actually found 100 close to a dropship, sorry. And even if you didn't find any, you can always just go into your crafting bench and made 10 manually, because you should have both of these at this point. So yeah, let's go back to the city and start building this. I'll see you there. So it is, I do want to make a bit of these in-case industrial beams. It's fine if we don't make that much. I didn't go too overboard. I just built a small automation. We have our first Mark II miner. So it's a normal node, but without any overclock, we are producing 120 per minute. If we overclock it, we can go even higher, of course, right? Then we have that belt here. It goes into 3 constructors. One of them is slightly underclocked. So in total, we're actually making 40 of concrete, right? So 40 of concrete, that's merged here. There's a small storage there as temporary points, but it goes up here, right, into this elevator, onto this quite long belt. I mean, it's too short to definitely do a truck, but it's a bit long for a belt. I mean, you can do obviously way longer. So it goes here, and it's gonna go into just one assembler, because one assembler takes 36 of concrete with the standard recipe of in-case industrial beams. We're gonna want a special recipe for that one in the future for sure. Let's actually put some right away so it starts. And then it takes also some steel beams, 18. So we were already making beams here, right? To be more precise, we were making 30. So we're gonna use 18, meaning there is 12 left, right? And with this, we're gonna be able to make 6 in-case industrial beams. And our pipes hasn't changed, we're still making 40. So that is what's happening over there, right? We have the beams that are being merged, and then I put a smart splitter saying first you go there into this one, and then if you're full, you can go that way. What I also added is now we have a smart splitter on each of those lines, one here, one there, and one there. That says, first you go straight to make sure we always have some indoor storages here. But if it is full, you can go up, right? You can go up with those elevators, 1, 2, 3, because if you go up, what I've done is then I'm merging those 3, so the pipes, the steel beams, and in the future, if we're full in-case industrial beams, they're all being merged, and they all go into this awesome sink here. So we're increasing again a bit my coupons. So yeah, I know it's a simple one, but again, this enables us to start making in-case industrial beams in an automated way. It's a small number, but it is gonna add up pretty quickly. And we're gonna do the same on the AI limiter factory. Let me move over there. Welcome back to the Cerium plan, which has changed a lot. Now we are making AI limiters over here, and explain over there. We have a long line here. But first, let's actually go back to the top, because that has also changed. And by the way, sorry, I forgot to reconnect. We're going to reconnect it later, because we do have an electricity problem we're going to talk about in a second. But yeah, you may remember on top over here, this is where we have the mine of Cerium. This was a mine Mark 1. So obviously, first thing first, I upgraded it to Mark II. And going to Mark II, we now have 4 smelters instead of 2. Right? So we're taking 120 of Cerium and we're making 40 of ingots because each of these is making 10. Right? So 30 to 10. So 30, 60, 90 and 120. And then on the other side, this is merge. So obviously we also need over here we needed, Mark II belt, right? Goes here, it goes down. A lot of nice Cerium. Oh, I have my full health, so I guess we can jump. It's fine. Up, because if you have your full health, you'll never die. So yeah, we have this elevator over here inside, window case. I like to make this. We have this pillar over here to support, right? This. But yeah, then obviously because we have increased that production, we also have more constructor. We used to only have 2. Now we move from 2 to 4. The last one is underclock because each of these is 12. So we're talking about 36, right? So there's only 4 left, but that means in total we're making 200 of quick wire. So this is our first belt, level 3 over here. You can see level 3, level 3. So with this, as I said, we're making 200 per minute, right? So those 200 per minute will go here, and now they're going to start going into 2 assembler. Each of these assembler, can go up, is taking 100. So 100 here, 100 there, right? That means with this, we're using all 200, and we're gonna make AI limiters. So if 1 is 5, right, 2 is gonna be 10. That's easy. We have over here all of the copper that's starting to come down, right? It has just started, so that's why it says 40, well, it was 44, now 49, is because again, this is just starting. But as you can see, we have enough, this is slowly but surely increasing because we're producing enough. So yeah, we have those 2 over here, and if I go on the other side, I didn't leave a lot of space. We have the merger, right? So merging 10, and then we have a smart splitter to say first go into the dimensional depot, so we can upload, these to the cloud. We have 39 now, that's great. I don't see, yeah, I think I used them all actually, interesting. And then when you're full, you can go into a normal storage container. And then if both of these are full, then we can dump into the awesome sink, because this is actually going to be a lot of points. So that's really great. Now, as I said, the copper is coming from the top here. This is, a normal line. I mean, there's 2 splitters over here, right? Goes all the way over here. This is a bit the pillar sustaining it. I know it's not super pretty, but that's what we have. It's also hiding the electricity there, right? And you can see it, by the way, over here. Now we're talking about 50 per minute, right? So that's why the belt is not completely full, but almost. It's coming from this one that continues. Here we have a small bridge if we want, to go across. But we're gonna go all the way back to our base. And the copper, mine that I use is, obviously the closest one. That is over here. There's none that are closer over here, right? I mean, there's this one that was pretty much the same distance. But I decided to use this one because it was one that we had already used before, but we were using it as our first awesome sink. You may remember we had over here the miner, we had 2 smelters, and then just an awesome sink. Now that was creating good points at the beginning of the game, but now it is very small points, so that's not great. So instead, we have a miner Mark II that's going to then go into 4 smelters. And then those smelters that are making obviously all of those ingots are gonna go into those constructors. Now one constructor is making 10, so we're talking 10, and I'm checking that, it's working perfectly at 100%. So 20, 30, 40 and 50. Perfect. So those 50 obviously are merged on this side, right? And then they go on this belt up to this, and that's what we've been seeing. So yeah, that's AI limiter 10 per minute. This is already 62 now. It's gonna increase, 10 per minute, so it's gonna be full pretty quickly. And with this, we have finished mission here. There is one more, the tier 4 milestone we haven't finished, right? There is still 2 tier 4 milestone we wanted to do. So let's go back to the base. Now I did mention, yes, that I had a problem with electricity. If you look over here, I'm only consuming 100 of electricity, because this part here is the only part, you know, the air limiter, this is the only part that's online with obviously all of my production here. Why? Not because I didn't have enough of biomass or coal. Obviously my coal power plant is still working fine. My biomass is working fine. I was just arriving basically at the maximum. We had reached the 1000 of consumption, which was all of this plus all of my coal. So what I did is easy, is here you can see this pole used to connect there. I just deleted that one. And so everything that's on this side of the map goes disconnected. And we only have that one here. But yeah, let's go back into the hub terminal, and we have two more. Expanded power, which funny enough will not really help me with that problem, like, because this is creating power lines or power towers, which are cool for long distances, but don't really give you more energy. And power storage, which could help me temporarily, but not forever. I didn't do these ones before because we needed the industrial, in-case industrial beams, but we have now automated these ones too, right? So we should be able to deliver everything. I mean, yes, I need to pick up a couple of modular frames and a couple of wires, but that's not going to be a problem. I mean, this is both here and just behind. So let me do this and I'll see you in a sec. So it is, I'm back. Let's deliver this and launch it.
Milestone reached. After several pioneers started exhibiting traumatic responses to power blackouts, Fixit developed mitigation tools recommended by your local therapist. Power storages can hold excess power to delay or prevent blackouts in the eventuality that your factory's power consumption exceeds production. To simplify, these are rechargeable batteries. Power towers carry power lines for significantly greater distances than poles, facilitating factory expansion and exploitation of this environment for the good of Fixit and humanity.
And indeed, especially living in South Africa, I can tell you, I know what blackouts are, and they're not fun. But yeah, we have now the last one for tier 4 is going to be the hypertube. This is a great mode of transportation, both inside a factory. I often think, you know, hypertube are a bit like elevators in a factory, but also between long distances, and even you can create cannons to, you know, throw you into the air very, very far. So we're going to need to wait 4 minutes before we can do that one, but we have all of the resources, so that's not gonna be a problem. So in the meantime, let me talk about what am I gonna do for power. Well, actually, it's pretty easy. Remember, we just unlock Mark II miners. So I can go back to my coal factory over here, right? And I can just double it in a sense, right? We're going to have double the amount of power, double the amount of generators. We need, of course, to put a bit more of water. We need to have, you know, the right belt, but that shouldn't be too hard. So I'll do this in between the two episodes so you can see it at the beginning of the next one. And again, I think in the next one, we'll definitely talk about stators and motors and maybe a few other things. So yes, I feel like we really did a lot today. All tier 4 milestone, Nobelisk automation, fabric and gas mask, the in-case industrial beams with the first Mark II miners, AI limiter factory. That's a lot. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you did too. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below if you have any questions, thoughts or requests, and I hope to see you next time.